Hello everyone, today I bring you a very unexciting game, but just to let you know, it's another day in the office at the FIDE World Cup 2021. You think there'll be some fireworks going on, but at this point maybe the players are a little bit tired and they maybe wanna go to the hotel room and get some fresh mountain air. I think Sochi, Russia has a lot of mountain air. Maybe there's like less air up there, oxygen gets a little bit thinner if it's up in the mountains somewhere. Anyway, I do not know, but I am just bringing this to you as documentation, like a documentary of just another day at the office for the chess players here on the Super GMs. So this was, of course, the reigning world champion in chess, Magnus Carlsen, who doesn't have to be here, but he wants to be here to prove that he can win a FIDE World Cup. I don't think he's ever won one. So he's here and he's chugging along, and he's now facing the Russian, a very young one indeed, an Andrei Esipenko, the Russian. Spasiba, comrade. And I wish I could say something Norwegian, but I'll have to figure that out. Hold your horses on that one. But anyway, we shall start this game, a regular Joe Schmo game, and but still interesting to watch, right? Well, anyway, I'll get maybe a couple likes. Give me a couple likes, why not? This is for entertainment purposes only. I am not making these videos so that you can improve your game. That has done on your own time, and this is done by actually playing other people. This is just for documentary, historical purposes, educational purposes. So do not be asking me to give you this way or that way like some of these other chess commentators are on their YouTube channels. They are, this is a game is done by the people without any engines. It is not fair to then comment, and they say hindsight is 2020 when you got your engines. They're telling you what is the best move. No, I bring to you the raw game as it was, as the people that were playing it were thinking in the moment. So this is not a channel for you to be looking for tips or tricks. That is something that you will learn along the way. And more Grandmaster games you watch, the more your mind kind of documents things. And this is the reason for this channel. To encourage you to play more, to stay positive, and to learn from the masters like these. Except this was a very regular day in the office. No fireworks here. Just letting you know. But still, it's good to think of how they manage themselves. And so we start off with the d4, knight f6, c4, e6. This kind of opening defense and opening together is called the Bogo Indian. Alrighty, so we continue. Knight f3. Just find your favorite opening and get improving on it. You cannot do all these openings, the French opening, the Ruiz opening, all these other openings that are out there. It's just mind-boggling. Just find one that you like. Find one that you enjoy and build up on it. Just like building something, you start with a foundation. Pick one. Just pick one. Pick one opening and stick with it until you get it the way you like it, and then maybe move on. You can't just be jumping all over the place like a buffet face style, like trying to make a tortilla soup and then trying to make a tomato soup and trying to mix it all in your head. No, stick to one soup. Once you get the flavors done of one soup and all this other stuff, then go to another one. But pick one that you like, so you stick with it. But anyway, after the knight f3, we go to d5. So there's contention there already. What are we going to do? G3 is what we're going to do. I guess this is to get a fianchetto bishop. Fianchetto means you put your bishop on the longest diagonal possible. It's like a striker. It sits there like a panther, waiting waiting to strike, and takes over, like slices the board in half. You gotta be careful about this kind of move, because now if this bishop goes to g2, it will take over all of the white squares at that diagonal. So now you have to tippy-toe over those white squares, you know. So there's some power from afar with a long-range bishop. Anyway, so this one goes bishop to b4 with a check. Bishop to d2 to block. Then he goes back, kind of little threat. I'm gonna threaten you, but I'm gonna go back. Then we go to bishop to g2. Now notice what Magnus Carlsen has done. He has put his bishop on the fianchetto line. Fianchetto is Italiano, oh signores. Arrivederci. Anyway, so that is the longest diagonal. If you see, it goes all the way here to a8, taking and looking and eyeing the whole section. Okay, so we castle. We allow the castling here. Both of them castle around at the same time. Knight to d7. Okay, notice they're positioning towards the center. Bishop to c3, supporting the pawn. And now we go to c5. Okay, another kind of fight for the center, a little sideways. Okay, cd, sort of, instead of the de, but so now it's the cd kind of movement there. The knight now protects the pawn. Bishop, excuse me, knight, where was I? Sorry, yes. Knight to d2. Okay, protecting the pawn on c4. And also eyeing the square that's e4. Okay. Then we continue with b6. Look at the pawn chain here, opening up the way for the black bishop. Let's see, hold on. Then we go to knight to e5. So notice, Magnus again is striking quite fast. He is going out very aggressively and very fast towards the black's area here on its own turf. What will Esipenko do? So he also puts his bishop on the diagonal. There's only one pawn that divides these two bishops. They're staring at each other basically. Like an X-ray attack. There's only one black pawn D and D5 that's separating these two bishops. Okay, now knight takes knight D7. The queen takes that knight. So we start taking. Okay, now the white pawn is what stands between the bishops and the fianchetto bishops. Okay, let's see the tempo here. So we take, and now we continue. Now I can breathe. Whew, there was a lot of taking. Let's breathe now. Okay, the rook goes to d8. The rook goes to e1. We are doing the rookies now. a5 is moving on the move. Bishop to f6 is attacking the other bishop. Well, the fianchetto's bishops just keep staring each other with the pawn. A continued pawn in the middle there. The bishop takes f6, eyeing that lonely pawn, an unprotected pawn on b2. Do you see that arrow? Yes. So Magnus ignores this and goes after Esipenko's weak pawn, which is at this point not protected by anybody. Okay? So you're going to look at my weakness, I'm going to look at your weakness. So the queen now protects that pawn. And now we are a face-off, queen to queen. Queen is looking at queen. Do we want an exchange of queens? Let's see. Not ready. We're just eyeing. Look at this. I mean, it's couldn't closer, like nose to, couldn't be any closer. Nose to nose. Take, 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 take. Rook to b5, eyeing both the bishop and the pawn. b6. Moving on over to rook c5. The bishop comes out of the way. So we continue. We continue. The bishop rook move. And this is where we decided here. They decided to draw. Now, ladies and gentlemen, could this continue? This could continue. But they decided for a draw. If they decide for a draw, then let's draw it is. Let's draw it out for another day. How many drawings do we have to do before anything happens? But again, it's tantalizing, right? For the fans, just to see everything coming down the pike here. And yeah, that's how it was on July 25th, 2021, where Magnus Carlsen and Andrei Esipenko had another day at the office, the chess office. And this ended in a draw. Okay? I hope you enjoyed this. This is entertainment, educational only. There are some other games that I let you just plug it in and keep on playing. See what you would do here. You keep on playing against somebody. Set this up on the board, get a friend, and see and play on. See where you would have ended in a draw, or you had a win or loss. It's a good way to just keep practicing. And hit like and subscribe. Thank you. Au revoir.